Rich, music and seminar woman. And my club near interesting pa. Remember some you see any negative word say or me funny and I say but club near interesting. And unti so since Barcelona echo financial crisis in Rich, they always come up with some weird some bibi or my bibi won't say that but you just have to allow it to go because of situation at club the woman. Bako any the out to Inigo Martinez. No. Look, I'll repeat, I'm a Barcelona fan. Rich, last season, Inigo Martinez was our best defender.
Why saw him?
Aside Oye best defender and Rich, who's Oye left-footed. And necessary any Barcelona team in CCA. Christiansen, right. Arau, right. Eric Garcia, right. Jules Koundé, right. Pau Kubasi, right. And yes, we had 6 center backs. I be more compromising about right back. Ubakaya, President Juan Laporta koye interview be some time past. Emo de koto banji so center backs in the doso. Yabema ba kwako, but enya Arau. Rich, na minim say at that time na enye Inigo Martinez so. Because the previous season he had been Barcelona's best center back. And he stands in a unique situation say Barcelona center backs in a left-footed. Rich so what be and then modern game no. Yakoye ni mama. Even coaches prefer so omo center halves are. Omo per backward right, backward left. Almost a omo center half, our left side ho. Now right or right, our right side ho. And my team no balance in here very good because on struggle to pass. And Inigo Martinez there, Rich. Nobody saw it coming. But then come your question, why then do we allow him to go? The contract in the one, aka 1 year. There's a good feeling around Barcelona, as I say. Feeling like a family now. And Barcelona or one of Branty and the entourage Boko. And also look, minimum situation at club in your womb. And minim say ye work club ni muno. There's a certain tension. Say one of the center backs must leave. Ye two in praying. Ye nya suitors for Christiansen. Obiama so betono. Obiama so beto Arau. Pau Kubasi kwa de munim se montono. Now because ye need backup for Jules Koundé or right back in Tino. Ama Eric Garcia is staying. Because of sign versatility, Otimbo center back, Otimbo right back, Otimbo even central midfield. Look, me agent of frame say earners are for the payment. And they are saying say oh 40 million euros as salary. That is good money for me. Me feel coming. Me have Barcelona center backs in here. Me na me the oldest. Now, and to come money Mark and Testegan Air is to free someone from more space, you know, so that he can register other players. Then why don't you sacrifice me? Allow me to go, get my space to register other players. Then you may not have to think about center backs and why na yema na ko na kawaimo. So I want to leave. Rich, it was a bomb to the Barcelona team because Obia pe Inigo Martinez asem. But that was the bridge I know they had to cross. And you know, they've agreed to allow Inigo to leave. Now, Rich, after the players were communicated to say, Charlie, saying that Inigo have come and we are allowing him to go. Rich, you go on Facebook Leandro Badi Kochro, the captain, and what the Basa love emojis, and we posting a picture of Ono and Inigo. Then Jules Kune came to comment, quote with a comment, "We miss you." Rich, I don't want to time when I want to say about it. One can say about it, yes, season. But me, I saw so already that he was anticipating, say, the war in front of him will have Inigo in there. One Garcia joined them, and look at what he went to write. First war, I will miss you. Rich, Inigo was good at Bilbao, but he was so transformed under Hansi Flick last season. It is all probably it will be Hansi Flick. Rich, then Hansi Flick goes on Facebook to write, "You will remain in my heart." The way Brentini Kuno, a ball last season, my coach, Rich, and you're beyond football. Players like that, you see them and you are like, look, you are too dedicated to the job. And see, that is it. Barcelona, Rich, you see, Sikadi ni pabedu actually, Eniska. And see, your ship now they call them from any boy gidi na a movie we have to move with the wind. And see, we are allowing our branch our friend Inigo Martinez to leave the club. Now, you see, Sesko Abidru. And then I saw a video of the aircraft, air banner, sky for the day, camera to sort of say, hey, I'm more fool any the real transfers there. I think that Andy I figures, and we've exhausted that topic until we will move on. Now, Rich, Ubeje is last season. In one of my games, our Old Trafford, Mubo game in the year, Rich, in front of the other players, and I'm coach Amarin Ekache Alejandro Garnacho say, "Wow, what's Aquawi? Your boss is in where we are competing." The other player said he said that to Alejandro Garnacho in front of them. So what Aquawi? Wo, your boss is in where we say Kim, kono competing. Na me meeting where there on cinema. Now, Rich. After Kansas, I'm Garnacho, no. Season the biggest football game, Manchester United ever last season was the finals of the Europa League. Garnacho had played his part from the prelims now to the final. Rich, in the finals of the Europa League, Garnacho came in around 79th minutes. Your poor ball. Then Garnacho went to the press to say, me my boy home what they are near do final. But you final, no? She minutes we are coaching this member.
But you have a chance to be sent from.
That's a senior coaching in the Bay Media. Mr. from Adrian, maybe I will have to move on. Rich, the point I want to make and say, last season, say now we play about on the coach relationship, I say, Manchester United, I have Garnacho near Morim. A Chinibian, and Garnacho move, no. Rich, it is not about performance, and nobody can say that. Nobody can say, Alejandro Garnacho, Onimbobo. Rich, Onimbobo.
I heard someone say, no, I'm working in Bobo. Come on. Garnacho.
But Rich, you see, I'm a problem, they say. Abrantiano, after season, I will reflect here and say, the options today, on who say, you pay. Either Obebo Chelsea, and after then he will stay at Manchester United. And he told him, Penny Fonesa, Obia Wamba Garnacho will be at Manchester City about on 70 million. So, now that there are reports say, Chelsea and Garnacho every personal terms, Rich, I want to know the advanced negotiation between Chelsea and Manchester United, and the price 70 million, what will happen to that? Will Chelsea pay? Chelsea evaluation of Garnacho saying. Say who Chelsea valuation what will be the difference between Chelsea's valuation and how Manchester now auto player no evaluation difference in say. For instance, every Chelsea Garnacho more than 40. Someone more than 40 there, then it means the difference between the Manchester United evaluate brand any day baby at Chelsea Ginano will be 30, and that will mean a long conversation about a brand here. But I see on personal terms here, they've agreed in Tiamara Hawa and Yoma Ebesiako. Rich, Mammy from Anusi, which means so they are meeting me a car for Ballon d'Or. And one of nominations in the bio. And I will glance through quickly what means so my opinion a year on the various categories. And I will start with the Copper Trophy. Copper Trophy simply is for the best young player. Players are already under 21. You see, you're the best in the world. Now, your man award award the Ballon d'Or. I say, no, so what you shall passport? Yeah, my what you say, say this Copper Trophy the buy. At least the last 4 winners has been Pedri, Gavi, Jude Bellingham, Lamine Yamal. Now, interestingly, Lamine Yamal is out the list we mu. And we will be on TMBA. So TM look, there are only 2 contenders in this list. Lamine Yamal first and Desiree Doué. And the reason why I begin to say Usha list and say Lamine Yamal is on this list, and he is even a contender for the Ballon d'Or Papa and Kesiano. And he Semi Akra. No meaning paying for air cool or maybe an one. Any a bank crying media, media. And that is a very, very legitimate argument. Or be able to Yamaki for Brantia friend Lamine Yamal. Ayala, a Brantia Nucano, and Kofosi, and also Boo, Dembele, Money, Rafinha, Mukwe, we need the ultimate. It is an incredible day. And can only competitor, but rich. I am saying, say, it's a way. It's a strong contender to Lamine Yamal on this award. And my simple analysis and say, whatever Lamine Yamal won last season, Desiree Doué won it too. Then Desiree Doué added the ultimate, which is the Champions League. And he played a game of his life in the finals of the Champions League against Inter Milan or Lamine Yamal film. Your boss game yes, Accra, and you're the best player for the final. You competition in yes, at the Champions League Awards, Desiree Doué is the best young player in the Champions League. Obion follow Ballon d'Or. Say unless a year I ever walk up, and that's a European Championship, Champions League decides a lot of these awards. And to see the best young player, the best young player in the Champions League is she. And I will not be surprised if, even though Lamine Yamal is the most flagship name on this list, said Desiree Doué who be winner, I will never be surprised. And that has been my analysis on the Copa. Now, Rich, I think Minyesho there's a debate on who the best goalkeeper is. Donnarumma, of course. And the gap is wide. The gap is too wide. All that Paris Saint-Germain won, he was there. And he was just not there. He made sure that he played huge part of it. There is no goalkeeper on this list. Our man, the team impacts Donnarumma. And you don't waste time. He will win it. Rich, it is the same for the best coach. Yes, Ebi Mayade has a flick, wonderful. Enzo Maresca, wonderful. And a slot or surprising will be look at the way Antonio Conte won the Serie A. But Rich, nobody comes near Luis Enrique. Nobody. He's won it. The Champions League for Paris Saint-Germain for the first time. And look at the way he went on to win. The kind of football are noble. And the story that is attached to the team he has built from the Galacticos to a proper team. Paris Saint-Germain today are the champions of Europe because of Luis Enrique. And not because they have superstars, but it is because of how he was able to put the team together. And to reach the men's Johan Cruyff Trophy in there, straight Luis Enrique will win. Abra a debate be anyone. Now reach Obama. It is between Rennie Slegers and Serena Bergman. And the simple reason why I'm saying it is between the Arsenal coach and the English Lioness coach in the NSA. Rich, she won the Euros. But this woman's legacy won the Champions League with Arsenal. England were already defending champions. And today, Serena Ayala, and Shadanya Bibi. But Rich, to take this Arsenal women's team all the way to the final and beat Barcelona, I know I'm dominating their competition. You know, Rich, my vote is for Renee. Arsenal, my coach, you know, and I'm vote to win the women's coach of the year. Rich, Arsenal, man, for me, should be the club of the year. They won the Champions League. Clubs here were they didn't do better than Arsenal, man. And the women's club of the year should go to Arsenal. Now, Rich, the men's club of the year. My simple reason why it should be Paris Saint-Germain, and they say even at these awards, Rich, Oma producing nominees than Obia. Why? It is because Oma performance a top 10 nominations. 9 players, 1 coach, and they dominated Europe. And it's a open men's club of the year. Even though Chelsea acquired World Club Championship, but Rich, they even played in the finals against Paris Saint-Germain. And Paris Saint-Germain for me should be the men's club of the year. Now, Rich, a man Ballon d'Or. I still think Ayala Bonmate will win it. She took Barcelona to win all that also managed domestically. They lost to Arsenal in the final, and they lost to Team IFN England in the final. And to make us Ayala, so Arsenal mana almost so at the Arsenal J Champions League, as at the England the man Equa J the European Championship. No, shouldn't someone come from that team and win? Rich, even in those tournaments. No Bomate Alpha Barcelona and the Champions League. While Spain and the European Championship, no. Rich, throughout the competition, she was voted the best player of those tournaments, no. Okay. And I think it should be her. Ayala Bomate still, even though she lost 2 finals, crucial. But in terms of individual performance and impact in the women's game, Obianiwa, what drew baby, what drew Nisisia. Now to the last one. Rich, I have a different opinion who should win the men's Ballon d'Or. Maybe the say between 3 players. Of course, that is the last one.
Okay.
Rich, minimum say a competition between Ousmane Dembele, Lamine Yamal, then Rafinha. The only thing Emma Ousmane Dembele is that he won the Champions League, and that deep points in Okutano, Rich, is probably the strongest. But Rich, I have maintained my stance. Say, last season, from start to finish, the most consistent performer in a member football is Rafinha. Say a statistic season, you know, echo season, you know. Look, I'm going for you. Say Paris Saint-Germain are winning Champions League. Rich, in the group stages, he had to play the playoff. At a point in time in the season, Ousmane Dembele was fighting his coach. And in the group stages, you know, a trip to Emirates in England, one for them back because of display issues. Same time, you know, now Ousmane Dembele no finding the form. Rich, Ousmane Dembele started finding his form from the playoffs, you know, Only coach settle issues no. And so the point I'm making is Ousmane Dembele is favorite to win. But Rich, he wasn't consistent throughout the season. As a Rafinha. And in the Barcelona team, Rich, it is not Lamine Yamal. Rafinha was the best player in the Barcelona team. Now, this is so far score. And they are saying all club competitions in 2024-2025. Rich, they rank Abranti FN and Rafinha 7.91. Ousmane Dembele 7.77. Lamine Yamal 7.79. And the numbers, Rich, speaks for itself. So who they are highlighting is saying that it means at that category, only look at Abranti FN Rafinha. He played 57 games. And that is consistency. He scored 34. Dembele 33. Lamine Yamal 18. He provided 22 assists. Dembele 13. Lamine Yamal 21. Big chances created. 46 for Rafinha, 20 for Dembele, 38 for Lamine Yamal. Key passes per game 2.70, 2.29 for Dembele, 1.69. Rich, the only thing that these two players are beating are successful dribbles. Of course, Lamine Yamal and the trophies won. Champions League, is the difference. But when it comes to individual performance and consistency in Europe, Rich, men's player being one ball last season. Etching Abrantia, your friend Rafinha. It's Rich. Maybe argument. I think Rafinha deserves it. Obewini. Sakame Kotuaba. He will get my vote because.
But if you said the favorite is Ousmane Dembele
because of the Champions League.
Okay.
Rich.
Motiana by way of popularity. Na Lamine Yamal kwaje.